We know that this distance traveled, the horizontal distance is the horizontal velocity, the initial velocity, times the time. We know what this is. We know what the horizontal distance is. We know what the time is. We just solved for it. So now we can figure out what the initial velocity has to be. Actually, I think I told you that we were solving for h. So maybe actually, probably, I think I forgot what we were solving for here, but let's say actually we know what this is. So therefore, I'm sorry, I think I said this backwards. We know what the distance is, we know what the initial velocity is, we can solve for the time. Once we know the time, we can solve for h. I think that's the way I initially said the problem. In any case, so we take x divided by VO, and that's equal to time. Okay, and now we can plug this into here and solve for h. So if we take this equation and take t squared equals 2h over g, okay, now we can take, let's say we want to solve for h. It would be g over 2 times t squared equals h. Okay? So, and we know what t is. Well, we can calculate t by taking x divided by v, so we can plug that into here. So if we wanted to solve it purely algebraically, it would be h equals g divided by 2, and we substitute in for t, which is x over VO squared. So here would be an equation where we can solve directly for h. We take g divided by 2 times, and x divided by VO when you square that. Okay? So, this finishes the lecture portion of chapter 4. There's depending on this, sometimes there's more than one way to solve these problems. Usually there is. Depending on what you know and depending on what you don't know, you might go about the problem in a slightly different way. But the key to solving these two-dimensional problems is to separating the problem into a horizontal component and a vertical component. And we solve those two independently of each other. And then we link them together. So I hope I hope you have a better understanding now. What we'll do now is to go over the problems and also an overview of the lab for Chapter 4.